Hi everyone, I'm Dottie, Stitching Scotty, and welcome to Flosstube number 112. This is Tuesday, January the 17th, 2023, and I think this is volume 112, Flosstube 112. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. This is a December wrap-up and a wrap-up of 2022, and I'll tell you all about my plans for 2023. All right, I would like to welcome everyone that stopped by. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome. If you're a returner, returning viewer, good grief, a returner, what is that? Oh goodness. But anyway, if you're returning, I don't always look, if you're new, I don't always look like this. I've had surgery and I'm recovering from that. And I just appreciate you stopping by and seeing my progress, and I'm trying to get caught up, so that's why I'm on an off day. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and also, almost forgot, thank you for all the well wishes, the cards, the welcome backs, and the prayers. Most of all, I really appreciate it, and I really felt the prayers. I just really appreciate it, because this is the worst thing I've ever had. But anyway, we're just moving on. So we're going to get started. Okay, last year it was like, how many sales or stitch alongs can I do in 1 year? It was like, oh, I want to do that. So I'd go and I'd kit it up and I'd start it, because 9 times out of 10 I had the pattern. Every now and then I didn't, so I'd have to go buy it. But I think, I lost count, but I think I had about 20 stitch alongs that I did last year. Could have been more, could have been a couple less, but I doubt if it was less. So anyway, hopefully I'll be able to keep up with those a little bit better this year. Okay, I had 74 new starts. Can you believe it? And 20 of those were probably because of those stitch alongs. And then I had 33 finishes. Not bad. And I had 1 restart. I'm not a big restarter, because it's like, oh, what a waste of time. Let's just go on and make it work. But I did finish 33 pieces. And when I say finish, I'm talking about just the stitching part. Okay. And then finally finished objects, or FFOs, are fully finished, which means framed in a pillow, on a, on comic board, mat board, something, easel. I did 24 of those. So I had 19 of my whip goals. 19 of my whip go goals were met. And what is whip go? Whip go is where you play a bingo game and you try to cover your board, because you want to finish works in progress, or whips. And this was my whip go board last year. And if you'll see, I did not finish the brick. That was sad. I did not finish Trick or Treat of Stitching with the Housewives, number 3. I did not finish Halloween, I'm Stitching by Jardin Privé. Well, I didn't do 1,000 stitches in it, because when December came, I was like, well, I didn't get these done, so let's just blow that off. I want to stitch Christmas, not Halloween. So I just blew that one off, even though I love that pattern. And it was a stitch along. Okay, then I also did Be Sweet by Annie B's Folk Art. It was not a finish. That was my restart, because I didn't like the amount of floss that was going around the piece. Then, last but not least, I blew off Ghosts and Goblins by Stony Creek. I was supposed to do 5 days stitching. Now, how hard is that? But at Christmas, no, I had the Christmas bug, so I wanted to stitch all the Christmas. So I blew that one off too. So that's why I did not have a finish. So anyway, this year we hope will be a little bit better. What I have done is I've kind of taken a mix of things that are larger, and I'm going to work 5 days on those. Okay, and then things that are smaller and close to being finished, I've got down to put a finish. So I'm either doing 5 days or finish on basically everything. And oh goodness, I forgot to write that down. So anyway, except for Santa's holiday, which I'll talk about later. Okay, because it's a stitch along. See, I've already started, and it's just January. What is up with that? Okay, all right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, now in 2021, we'll talk about that in a minute because I've only done Whip Go for 2 years. So I had 3 less finishes in 2022 than 2021. I had 20 more starts this past year than 2021. Imagine that. I had 3 less Whip Go goals met and 23 more finally finished objects in 2022 than 2021. In 2021, I finally finished one thing. I mean, it was like, did I want to do anything but stitch? Nah. So anyway, so that was pretty good. But now the thing that was really bad, the monthly ornament sale, I didn't finish anything that I can remember. So I'm not doing that one this year, I don't think. Okay, but moving right along. Okay, let us see what we've got for plans. Okay, I've decided no Bringo. No, with the condition I'm in right now and the lack of stitching, or the amount of stitching I can do without doing, you know, harm to myself or messing something up, Bringo is not a good idea for me. The monthly magazine challenge, it worked my brain too much. So I was like, no, I just want to just stitch things, you know. And no ornament sale this year. Maybe next year. Who knows? But I am doing the hashtag Stitch or SYS 2023, Stitch or Stash, because Lord knows I need to, because I have a lot of whips, which you've only seen a few, a precious few. Okay, so I'm going to do, so far the stitch along I'm doing, of course I'm going to do Whip Go, and the Stitch or Stash 2023, which is basically the same thing. And I'm doing the Santa's Holiday Sale, which I don't think that's the name of it. I don't know what we named it. I'll have to find it out and hopefully put it below or tell you in another video. And that's at my local Needlework Shop, which is Panda's Cross Stitch and Beading in Mauldin, South Carolina. And we're going to do a band a month. But I put it on my Whip Go board anyway, just as a reminder that you better do at least one band. So we're going to get started. And I'm going to start from the beginning and show you my 2023 board. Okay? All right, the first one, number 1, is Kringle from Little House Needleworks. And you saw that in my last, you've seen some of these in my last whip parade. I should have planned my whip parade a little bit better. And I didn't iron anything because ironing is not on my list of things to do. Okay, first we have Little House Needleworks Kringle. Okay? All right. This is what I have. And I'm going to work on this 5 days and just see what I can get done. Okay. This is on 30 count Portobello by Access Commodities. I'm using all the call for threads and it's 2 strands over 2. And it does use 1 color of Auvert Soie. So I'll be anxious to use that because I've never used those. So that's number 1. And this is going to be 5 days. So we're going to put this in the Whip Go bag. Oh, I better scoot it over here so I can get to it. Okay, next we have Santa's Holiday. You know, you've heard me talk about that already. Okay. The picture I have is not really great. It's from the book Santa's Holiday, but it's called, I want to say Ho Ho Ho. Well, I should have bookmarked the page. Good grief. Merry Ho 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 banner. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to have to do a close-up because it's in the book. And look at all these there are. It's this one right here. That's the one it is. Okay, so we're going to do a band a month. So the first band is kind of, involved. And you know, I was at the retreat, and when you're at the retreats, you don't get much started. And this is on a piece of 28 count natural raw linen, and that was my big start. Yes. In fact, I think it's like this. And we have lots of beads. We have lots of floss. It's already a hot mess because I've already started using it. Yeah. So that'll be very much fun. It'll be like doing a Mill Hill kit, just on a larger scale. And I'm going to do one band for my whip go, which is for my Sal anyway. So that goes in the whip go bag. The next one, it also was in my whip braid. I just really didn't plan this very well. Oh well. Sorry about the zipper thing, but that's not going to work. I should have unzipped everything to start with. This is Coming to America by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. And you know, I've been telling everybody for over a year, my ship is stuck on a sandbar. And 5 days is what we're going to do on this one. And this is 36 count vintage country mocha. And yeah. I'm using one strand over 2 threads. And I do the border along as I go. So I'm getting down to the good part. So then I'll be all excited where I want to stitch it. After I get the Cape Cod part done. Ugh. Hopefully it won't take me 5 days to do that, because look how solid that is. Goodness. Okay, so that's number 3, Coming to America. Number 4 has not made an appearance in a long time, and it's on 32 count Winter Brew. And I thought, you know, I need to put this on my whip go board, and it's for 5 days. And this is Mary Clayton, one of my friends, Rhonda, as I said in my whip parade. She has this finished, and it's gorgeous. So, yeah. So anyway, this one's on 32 count Winter Brew. And no, that's not good. This is where, so I need to do 5 days on this to get a little bit more done on that. And I may get really enthused about it and then go, ooh, I just want to finish it. You never can tell. And this is using DMC flosses that Nicola gave in the pattern for the conversion. And it's 2 strands over 2. The next one was also in my whip braid, and this is StitchCon 2022 by Sue Hillis. And this one's on 40 count. And, you know, it would be really embarrassing not to have this done before I go to StitchCon. And there's what I got right now. And this is 1 strand over 2 threads. And I'm using DMC flosses that were called for. And that's going to be a finish. Because, yeah. Okay, next we have the Christmas Roses ornament. And this is from M Designs. This is number 6. And this was the number that was called this month. And I have a finish, which is what I was supposed to have. Now, if you'll notice, I decided not to do this white woven because it didn't show up very well. And it looked really, really bad. I don't know why. So I was like, no, I like this. So that's it. And I'm going to, this will be in my little box to finish later. So I have 1 block already covered. All right, the next thing I have is, oh dear, where did it go? Uh-oh. Well, we'll have to come back to that one because I do not see it. Just a moment. Never mind. I just forgot what it was. Okay, the next one we have is Mary Berry. And this was from, It was a collaboration between Hands On Design and Just Another Button Company. And I'm just going to have to show you just a, oh, here we go. Here we go. That's what it looks like. It's called Squareology. And you get a fourth of the pattern, and you just keep turning the pattern, and you get, you know, what you've got. So anyway, this is my progress so far. And I've got this down for a finish. This is on 32 count slate by Fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm using all the DMC, no, I'm not. I'm using all the Weeks Dye Works called for threads. And I want a finish on this one. So hopefully that'll be, I got this at a retreat. It was a retreat project at Panda's Cross Stitch and Beading. Okay, next we have All Hallows Eve. And this was a free pattern that I got a long time ago. And it was promoting chronic threads. And it's called All Hallow Eve by Janelle Giese, Giese. And it uses number 8, chronic fine braid, number 4, very fine chronic braid, chronic blending filament, embroidery floss, and it's got a mill heel button also, which I don't know if I have or not. And it's got couching, blended threads, straight stitch, back stitch. So, and the blending filament is glow in the dark. Yes. So that's going to be fun. But anyway, I can just show you just a small portion of the graph. But it's as big as this entire page. So it's a moon with a tree and a haunted house and a fence. And it says All Hallow Eve. I don't know why they didn't put Hallows Eve. But anyway. So this one is from 1997, and my pattern sure does look like it. And this is, oh goodness, I want a finish on this one. Sorry. And this is what I've got so far. So see, I've got a good amount done. I just need to finish the fence, get the borders done, and put the words at the bottom. So hopefully I can get that done. And this is done on 28 count natural raw linen. And I'm using 2 strands over 2, except for the chronic, I'm using what's called for. And somebody says, well, what is chronic? Okay. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Here we go. I have this handy dandy little spool holder. This is the glow in the dark. And then we have the very fine number 4 braid. Good Lord. And it's black and shiny. And then we have the number 8 fine braid. So, and I don't mind stitching with chronic. It's a little tricky sometimes. If you have a problem, you can either put a slip knot at the beginning or put a knot at your needle, at the eye of your needle. A small one, or you can use a dot of fingernail polish so it doesn't fray at the end, and it's much easier, you know, like the little tail that hangs off your needle, and it's much easier to stitch with. So that's a little tip. And I don't know where this little, well, this little container came from Stitch and Frame, but this is just not great. And it's got like a little piece of Velcro that sticks on the side like of your machine or whatever, or your little armrest caddy. It's really neat. So I want to finish on this one because it's laid in this bag for years and years, and it needs to, yeah, it needs to be done. Okay, and then next we have Boo from the Halloween Trio from Waxing Moon. And this is the one that I'm working on, the one with the cat. I just thought that was just really, really wicked. I want to do the other 2, but not right now. Okay, so anyway, this one is also on natural raw linen. I had this natural raw linen kick there for a while, and this is what I've got done on this so far. That cat is just wicked looking, but very spooky. So I need to finish the fence, do the moon and the border, and this one will be done. So on this one, I want to get a finish because it's laid around for a couple of years and it needs to be done. All right, next we have Christmas goodies. And this one is from Frosted Pumpkin. This says milk cookies and Christmas goodies. And I know this is not a very good pattern printout, but it was a PDF and my printer was running out of ink, colored ink. So there you go. This is going to be such a cute little ornament. And I've got it on a lavender color, and I've got, and I've got the word cook. And that's all I've got. So it's 28 count. And hopefully I will have a finish on this one also. I'm doing a lot of ornaments this year because I have a lot of ornaments started. And, you know, because I was going to do the monthly ornament sale. Oops, sorry. Striker, you should be putting those things in the bag. He's just sitting there looking at me. I'm so sorry. I would pick him up, but I'm not allowed to lift over 5 pounds. Bummer, bummer. Okay, then we have hot cider from Mill Hill. And this one was a restart because when you're doing something, always make sure that you have counted correctly and you line it up to where you have enough room to put the entire pattern on your piece of perforated paper. This is hot cider. And it's just a small little kit. And of course, you know, I was like, oh yeah, it's longer, so I'll just do it this way. Yeah, right. So anyway, this is, I have counted it and I have enough room, but I'll have enough room for the basket and over here and the cup of cider. Right now I have the chalkboard. This will be a finish. And it has beads and floss. And it's, I would say probably 18 count. And there's the beading needle with the little magnet, because it's going to be a refrigerator magnet. And, yeah, it's just really cute. And it's tired of laying around also. It's been laying around for almost a year now. Because I think it was my January project for my ornament last year. And I got disgusted because I started it wrong and I had about that much done and had to start over. Okay. The next one is the Hands-On Design Costume Party Sound. Now, I do not have a finished picture, I don't think, or do I? I do. Okay, hang on. Okay, here is a finished picture of the Costume Party Sound. Okay. Kathy Haberman from Hands-On Design gives excellent directions. Well, I was all gung-ho, and then I started working on other projects, and so I just flipped around to something else. So this one is on a piece of fabric that I had in my stash. I have no clue what the name of it is. And here is how much I've got done. And so I'm going to get a finish on this one. This is 2 strands over 2, and it's 32 count. So hopefully I'll get this done soon. Cricket. Okay, and I'm using all the Call For fibers, DMC of course, and she had a collaboration with Lady Dot Creates, and I've got her rickrack and finishing materials to get this done. So that's in there. Oh, let's just lay it right there. Okay, next we have the free block, and I decided I would stick this in the free block because it is so close to being done. And it's languished for quite some time. This one's called If the Shoe Fits by Ruby Slipper Designs. It's from 2004. So we got some really oldies but goodies. Yes. Okay. And this one's done on 25 count watercress, maybe is what it's called for, but I don't think I did that. It's been so long I can't remember. But anyway, there's what I have done. All I have to do is the beading. That's it. And then I just threw it down and said, oh, okay, I'm done. So, yeah. And it's 2 strands over 2. But I just thought that was cute. So, that one's my free space. So when she calls that one, there'll be 3 projects that month. And it's got treasures. I used Rainbow Gallery Treasure Braid. I used Arctic Rays, Wispy Fringe. That was tricky stuff. And I also used Caron Water Lilies, Molten Lava. And that was this color, or these colors, kind of reddy, purpley thing. And we've got all kinds of beads, and we got some chronic braid, and more chronic braid, and beads. Lots of beads and treasures. So, it's time to get that one done. So I thought, well, I'm just going to put that one on here too. So, okay. So that'll be a finish also. I have big plans this year. Okay. Next, number 14 is the Hoot Discornu. Yet another sale that went by the wayside. I did this with the 2 tall stitchers. And they said, just pick a Biscornu and join in. So I had this Lizzie Kate limited edition Biscornu pattern. Isn't that cute? And it's got the buttons and beads and everything included. And I did real good. I got one side totally stitched. Which one is it? Okay, yeah. Okay. I got this side. Oops. Hang on. I got this side totally stitched. Okay. And then I got to this side. And I don't know what happened, but I fell off the bandwagon. So I need to do the rest of the white and black around. And I believe that's about it. And then just sew it up. So why shouldn't this be a finish? And it's also got a scissor fob pattern in there too that I would like to do. But that's not part of my whip. It's not the Biscornu. But anyway. So hopefully we'll get a finish on this very soon. I just squirreled off to something else. And it's on 28 count natural raw linen 2/2. Yeah, I'm on a raw linen kick. All right, then we have Spooky Halloween. Okay, when I saw this one, this has been on my whip go for a couple of years. And I don't know, I don't think it was on my whip go this past year, but anyway, year before last it was. But it uses Cottage Garden, I think, let's see. No, excuse me, it uses, Old Willow Stitchery Floss. And I had never used Old Willow Stitchery Floss, much less even heard of it. It's pretty much like DMC, but it's kind of pastel-y looking. And there was one or two DMCs that you used. No, one DMC that you used, and you're on 32 count antique cotton linen, and it's supposed to be 4x4, and you stitch 1 strand over 1. This was my first 1 strand over 1, and this is how much I have done. And there's 9 squares, so hopefully I will have a finish on this year. So yeah, because we've got a ghost saying boo, 2 cats, Frankenstein saying run, a flying witch, and a jack-o'-lantern. And let me tell you, that jack-o'-lantern, he was almost solid. But anyway, hopefully I'll get this done. And the floss was on this really nice, of course it's a hot mess again. It was on this really nice little magnet board, which I'll be using again, floss holder. So, and that one is going to be a finish. That one will be a stretch. I'll really have to be working on this one a good bit. So hopefully I can pull that one out a couple of times this year and work on it. Okay, so now we're down to number 16. Okay. I went to Friendstitch Zoom retreat during the COVID pandemic, and because you could do it online. And I got the most beautiful, beautiful patterns. If you haven't done a retreat and you just want to get your feet wet, this is a really good way. I want to stitch 5 days on this. This is the Autumn Gathering. And this is Friendstitch is a collaboration between Heart and Hand and Bent Creek. And this is what I have done so far. Now this is my linen. It's Vintage Country Mocha. And I'm using 2 strands over 2 of the Weeks Dye Works, which she gave us. So I've got a really good start, and I thought, well, if I can work on this 5 days, you know, this would be really, really good. And there's some beautiful, beautiful colors. And she gave us like a floss ring. And we have the little Friendstitch logo and all the nice fibers that are tangled up. You know, hot mess. What can I say? So anyway, there's that. So hopefully I'll get a lot more done on that for 5 days. Okay, the next one is Be Merry by Shepherd's Bush. And I started this one sometime in December when I had the Christmas bug. And this is from the Beatitudes series. And it came with a bunch of little buttons. Oops. A bunch of little buttons right there. And this is that. It's on 10 count Chula. Big, big, big weave. And you're going to use 3 strands over 1 square. And this, I'm using Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works threads. And I'm using a Rainbow Gallery Alpaca 18 for a little fuzzy beard. And this is what I have done so far. Let me move my needle so you can see. Yeah. So don't lack much on him. So hopefully he'll be done. And remember, I'm using 3 strands over 1 thread of fabric. So, but I just like the pine needles, the rest of Santa's beard, and an E, and that's it. So he's going for a finish also, and I haven't decided how I'm going to finish him yet. But I thought he was just really nifty and cute. So that's number 17, and he's going to be a finish. Okay. All right, the next one I'm working on, and this is also a stitch along, and this is a stitch along with my friend Dolores and a few other people. We decided we would start this. This was supposed to be my New Year's Day start, and I was not able to start it on New Year's Day, so I started it a little bit earlier. And this is the First Thanksgiving by Twin Peak Primitives, and I saw this, and I don't know, I'm just a sucker for Thanksgiving. I just love this. So I got this, and this is my progress on this one. I've got part of the board, I've got the border done. I'm on the first page, and this is from where the first page starts, ends here and here. And so I'm doing this also with the little banner. So this is really going to be a lot of stitching and a lot of fun. I can't wait till we get down to the little village in the middle. Fun, fun, fun. It's going to take a while, so it may not be done by Thanksgiving. But anyway, I'm going to stitch 5 days on this and just kind of see how it goes. And I'll be stitching along off and on it during the year because I really like this one. Twin Peak Primitives has some beautiful, beautiful patterns. And this one's on 32 count. Oh, drat. It's on 32 count Whittle linen country French ivory. So I'm excited about doing that one. Okay, next we have Deck the Halls, and this one is from a fairly new designer. She's really, really sweet. I just love her to pieces. She is very, very talented. She has great retreats, and she likes to travel a lot. And I should have found this in the magazine before I... Well, shoot. I thought it was more toward the back, though. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay. And this is Violets and Verses. This is Jennifer Richardson. And this is what I'm working on right here. Deck the Halls. Okay. I made me a working copy, and I'm using all the call for threads except I did not have any Lancaster Red Wig Style Works, so I'm using 3777 of DMC. And this is what I have so far. And this will be a finish. So this is going to be a lot of work. I've got some of the border, and that's it. And I'm using 2 strands over 2. And this is on, oh yeah, okay. This is on Hand Dyed Linen by Manny Dodonna. It's 32 count Fall into Autumn. And I got this at, I think, Galleria. Either that or I got it at Keepsakes in the annex. Oops. Oh, dear. Well, I'll have to get that later. Okay. All right. And this pattern is in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. The last issue that we just got, the winter issue. Okay. So, it's really a beautiful pattern, and they've got loads more beautiful patterns in here. So if you don't have one and you can get your hands on one, I really, really recommend you getting this one. It's beautiful. And it doesn't use but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors. So there you go. All right. Okay. That one is number 19, and that's a finish. Number 20, I went to the Dying to Stitch retreat, and it was with Brenda Gervais from With I Needle and Thread, and we got this beautiful box, and she had said she wanted us to see if we could finish by December the 21st. Well, you know that wasn't going to happen. So, because I got squirreled away, and this is called In the Light of Winter. This is an exclusive pattern for Dying to Stitch until probably the fall of next year. This is on 36 count Winter Brew Linen by R&R Reproductions, and it uses DMC, Wig Style Works, and Gentle Arts. And this is my progress so far, and I want to do 5 days on this one also. And this is my number 20 for this month. And that's what I've got. I worked like 1 day on it. And that's it. So, and I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 threads. Just love this pattern. It's beautiful. Everything she makes is beautiful. So, I'm excited getting more done on this one. Okay. So now we're on the last row. Number 21, all occasion monthly patterns for 5 days. Now, I left it kind of open, and I'm going to show a pattern, and I'll probably pick this pattern to work on just because it's really close to a finish. And if I work 5 days on it, surely I can get it much closer, if not finished. That would be nice. But I'm only going to work on it 5 days. And this one was also in my earlier whip parade. This was the Square Dance by Heart and Hand. Okay, and I've got it on 32 count vintage country mocha, and I've already got all these months done, January through August, and I just like September through December. So hopefully, and the border, which I can get free on their website. So this is 32 count, and it's 2 strands over 2, and I need to do September, October, November, and December. And there's 3 of them. But we'll see what I can get done in 5 days. And that's 2 strands over 2. Okay. Then next, number 22 is a Teresa Kogut pattern. And I'm just going to pick a pattern to show you. And I'm going to stitch on this for 5 days. And I'm not going to get to show you this pattern because it does not have a photo. But I can show you what I have done because I have a good amount done. This one's called Bad Kitty. It's in the Celebrate book, which she has beautiful, beautiful patterns in here. Her patterns are so pretty. It uses Weeks Dye Works. And I'm doing this one on a piece from my stash. And it's on 32 count. Don't know. But anyway, sorry about that. I need to start labeling my fabric. This is my witch I've got done so far. And what she's doing is she's got one of those cats again, and she's chasing it up the path to the house. And I need to do the cat, the house, the tree, the walk, and the pumpkins. So I really, really enjoyed doing this one. I think I took this one on one of my trips with me and stitched on it. Just lots and lots of fun to stitch on. So, but yeah, it's 2 strands over 2. And I'm using Weeks Dye Works and substituting some DNC flosses for things I did not have. And this will be 5 days. Maybe in 5 days I could get a finish on this. Who knows? That would be great. Oh, tangled up in the thread. But this Celebrate book is just amazing. I love it. All right, and then next we have Gobble from Bink Creek. This is number 23. This is also a finish. And the reason I put this one down for a finish is because it's mostly letters. See? Just really, really pretty. Okay. This one is on Picture This Plus Wren. And it's 28 count. And this is what I've got done so far. The word Gobble and then part of the alphabet. Shouldn't take me too long. And it's 2 strands over 2. And that's on Picture This Plus Wren. I really like that color. But of course, Picture This Plus is very hard to get. But that'll be a finish also. Then we have Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks, I think it is. Yep. And remember, I showed you this in my whip parade. And there's the boutique. I want to stitch on this for 5 days. This is on Country French Rain linen. And see if I can get some more done. I think I'm going to do the one over here next. And this is 2 strands over 2. And I'm using all the call for threads. This is going to be so pretty when it's done. So Christmassy, so wintry. Just really, really nice. Oh, goodness. Oh. So 5 days on that. Big, big plans. All right. last but not least, we have, yeah, we do. Nope, that's not it. Okay, we have Spirits and Spells, and this is by Brenda Gervais. Isn't that cute? And I have a little paper mache box. I mean, I was just dying to put it on the little paper mache box because I thought, oh, that's just such a fun way to finish that, and it's just so cute. Well, I started off, and of course I screwed up the witch's dress, so I had to start over, and then it was like, bleh. So anyway, this one is on 40 count, and this was my first venture, I think, at 40 count. And this is what we got done. See, I don't like much, and I just abandoned ship. So there we go. And it's 1 strand over 2 threads. And then it'll fit on the little box. And this will be a finish because she is very close. So anyway, those are my whip go plans for this year. And I really, really appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Hope you'll come back. Hope you enjoyed the Whip Go Parade. And there will be more Whip Parade coming because I have more whips. Because, you know, I had 74 starts this past year. Can you believe it? Oh, my goodness. I was a squirrel. All right. Y'all have a great week. And I'm just going to have sporadic videos here and there as when I feel like it. And till I get caught up. And then I'll get back on my weekly schedule. Thank you so much for tuning in and hope to see you again. Bye-bye.